Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Albert, and I'm going to teach you a style of dance. Well, one fundamental move from a style of dance that I do. This video is for people who don't know how to dance at all, or who know how to dance other styles and are interested in liquid. Whatever, this is like basically a very, very beginner course, and I'm going to assume that you know nothing about movement, but only know enough about the physical world as to how it works. Anyway, what is a liquid? This is liquid. And the hand wave, the thing that we're going to be learning today, is this movement. And basically, the more you know about this one thing, the more you're going to be able to do these other things better. What I'm saying is this is like if you want to learn how to play an instrument, you got to learn how to play scales on it, right? This is the exact same thing. You got to learn this one fucking thing to be able to do anything else. In fact, if you're a little bit sloppy here, that sloppiness is going to amplify when you get really big. So it's really important that you get this one thing down. In any case, but the cool thing is that it's really easy to do, right? It's just this, and you can do it anywhere if you're like hanging out in the grocery store or like, I don't know, at a stoplight or whatever. Anyway, so the way it works is there are these 4 moves. This is how it's usually taught. There's 1, 2, and 2 is a straight hand here and a curved hand at this knuckle, not this knuckle, this one up here. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to 1. I'll do it one last time, really slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now, obviously, these are just like snapshots of this, right? What I'm saying is that like these 4 points don't define this movement, right? These 4 points are just snapshots to help guide you as a beginning. It's like a structure through which you can move and create this. So how do you create this flow, this sense of continuity, right? Now, we just gotta take a step back and examine what is flow. Like, what is this idea of flow? What is this? How do you create this continuity? And even taking a step further back, what is a wave, right? So a hand wave is obviously your hands performing a wave. And a wave in the physical world is a transference of energy. And when we're talking about this particular type of wave, we're talking about, like, for example, a water wave, right? Like water below, air above, and there's a surface. That's what our hands are describing. Our hands are describing the surface of the water as it hits the air, right? And the surface is defined from this wrist all the way to this wrist. And instead of having your hands touching, you want to have them just a little bit apart. I would say about 2 inches. And as you transfer energy from here, you don't actually do the, I'm just trying to explain to you the concept. When you transfer the energy from here to here, right, there's actually a pulse of energy that goes through this imaginary space right here as well, and then comes and goes through and ends up on this, right? And one thing that's really important to note as I do this, the relationship between these 2 points is really important to maintain for this move. So the relationship between this knuckle and this knuckle is as important as the relationship between this knuckle and this one, as important as this one to this one. And all of these relationships are as important from this point to this point, right? Although there's no physical meat that exists between these 2 points, my imagination has to fill that in to create that fluid relationship. And this is what creates flow. This is what creates that sense of the sense of flow that is what defines liquid. So in the physical world, a wave is this transference of energy, and it's often described by a number of things. There's frequency, there's velocity, but the most important thing for this particular demonstration is this thing called amplitude, right? Which is, here's a low amplitude wave, and here's a wave with very high amplitude. And the amplitude of a wave is how much it varies from top to bottom, right? And the hand wave, people don't, I think when people learn, they don't often think that this hand wave is actually related to a wave that you see on water, but it's actually a very, very high amplitude wave, right? The peaks are very dramatic. And this is why this is a fundamental learning moment, because you want to learn on the hyperbolized, like fucking really big things, right? The bigger you can learn on, then you can make it subtle later, right? So back to these four things that you learned, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? The top of the wave here is like above my fingertips, and I'll get to that in a second, but the top of the wave is up high right here, right? It's very vertical. The top of the wave here, where is that? It's up here, right? This is the top of that wave. This is where the wave depresses, and the tops are actually here and here, kind of. See, what's going on is when the top of the wave goes away into that wrist, and instead of just leveling out and staying, right, which is what you can do, right, if you just go like this, then you're done. That's one complete wave. But waves usually oscillate. They continue to go on throughout. So as this one disappears over there, a new wave forms over here, right? That's movement 3, right? So here, 1, 2, 3, sorry, that's 4, right? So as this wave disappears over here, it starts right back up again, and there's a new impulse to like fling your energy upwards, or fling your energy this way, actually, right? So it goes boom, and you go back to 1, and this is a result of this, right? Where the energy goes up, 1, 2. So, right. So some of the things that people get caught up on are one of the things is that you forget to keep your hands together. Like it's easy to do this, for example. Did you see what happened there? This hand didn't release, right? So this is what I did again. Watch this hand. And usually when people are doing this, that means that they're focusing on the other hand, or they're focusing on the muscles in their hands. And really what you want to be doing is focusing on the space between your fingers. And I would say not even this amount of space, you want to be focusing on the focal point between your fingers. This point right here. And you want to start with having that point draw a U, right? And when you do that, it starts here. Here's the focal point right here where my thumb is. Where my thumb is right here, or where my nose is, I guess. And that U goes, there's the top of the U, it goes down and over to this focal point here. And then return that focal point all the way over to here. You like that? You like that? Uh-huh. That's where you want it. See my nose? That's the shape you want to be creating. So you go like over. You see how my nose is going up and down. I don't usually dance with my nose like that, but that's what's going on here. So here's the U, and then here's the U again, right? And then the U again. And once again, we're hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, but we've sort of forgotten about those things, right? What we're doing is we're carving a U out. And you might want to start doing this really slowly. Carve that U. And what you notice actually is that while you are carving the U with this focal point right in between the two hands, when it comes up here, it's sort of going above and coming back under, right? So actually that point isn't just going here and then disappearing and then coming back. It's actually going in a circle, right? In a perfect circle. And in fact, if you were to look at the physical universe, right? If you were to put a piece of cork on a pond, as waves travel through where the cork is, the cork will actually go in a circle. It'll go boom, boom, with the waves. And so this circular motion is describing exactly what happens in the real world. And I think that's about it. Yeah, just, I mean, that's sort of what you need to practice. Practice that focal point. Just imagine that focal point, and if all you do is travel. Oh, another thing that people often do is you focus so much on the center that you forget about the knuckles. You want to go all the way down. Like some people do this. Is what I'm saying. You see what's missing here? I'm going here, like creating impulses, but I'm not bringing it all the way through to my wrist, right? I'm just stopping at my knuckle. And while that is interesting in its own right, it's not the exercise. The exercise is to go all the way to the wrist. And that's that. Well, as I said before, post your videos. I'd love to critique and help out and show you different ways to think about it. If you have any questions, I'll absolutely ask those too. I'd love to help out. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I guess not much other than that. Thanks for watching.